Alright, welcome back everyone to the Osaka World Cup 2023. My name is Quint and I am joined by Maito for Australia versus Sweden, which I've already hit upon about a little bit 10 minutes ago. But these two teams are relatively close seeding-wise, and thus we expect the match to also be relatively close gameplay-wise, right Maito?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty hyped. Like all matches this round, of course, you can't be not hyped for anything that, during the World Cup, but especially considering that it is my home team playing off in the Catch World Cup, so I'm super excited to see how they go. And I do have a little bit of intel, but really not too much, to be honest. Definitely not stuff that I will be giving away too much, you know what I mean? But I am very hyped up, and it's nice to be commentating with you again for this year.
Yeah, it's been an entire year, obviously, so really great to be back, especially to see you back as well, Maito. And as you said already, Australia, Sweden, really hype match in my opinion. Sweden this year coming out with a really solid roster. I mean, simply the addition of Shamameru makes this team complete in my opinion. All other players did play in previous years, I do believe. Yukiteru Amano is 10th CWC, which is absolutely crazy.
Wow.
And it's still, still being a viable player for Sweden, right? He's been one of their best players for the past decade, that is, so beautiful for their side. Australia getting seed 13, I believe. Sweden getting seed 9. Wait, Sweden 18 then? Yeah, but no, 20 actually. Sweden 20?
Yeah, that is the one. That is the one.
All right, that was a little rough for some reason. Nonetheless, Australia definitely outperforming them a little bit on the qualifier pool, but this pool is easier, and I think that does favor Sweden a little bit more. We see Hidden One getting banned by Sweden, which is another ban from a Nordic country on Hidden One, so the second time in a row. The map itself, well, it's consistency hidden, but it's, in my opinion, harder than Hidden 2, so it makes perfect sense. Australia going to be banning Double Time 2, which I believe you would have also expected, right, Maito? One of the Double Time getting banned away by Australia, given Sweden's performance on Double Time during the qualifiers.
Yeah, that is not surprising at all. I did have a brief look at it just before this match started to kind of see how the teams kind of scale it up with all the mods and everything, and DT2 is definitely a ban that I expected from them, and I believe, is that Sweden going for Hidden One as a ban?
Yeah, indeed.
So yeah.
Yeah, we see Sweden picking Mixed Mod 1. Mixed Mod 1, which was also the first pick in the last match, so Denmark and Sweden are copying each other. But Mixed Mod 1, we see Astion going to be copying in for the Hidden, I do believe, Datapada for the Hardrock, and then Shaman Maru for the Nomad, or XI, X1, and so forth. Satomi, as they used to be nicknamed, that is, for the Australian side. Obviously, they're switched right now, so they probably
hold on.
the lobby. But on the Australian side, there's EasyGone, Quichbo, and Crimson Police. I would assume EasyGone, Hidden, Quichbo, the Hardrock, Crimson Police on the Nomad. That seems like, I mean, Quichbo is their Hardrock player, and then EasyGone is their Hidden player, right? And then Crimson Police is their most consistent tournament player, winning all 3 editions of the Australian tournament, I do believe. So, just saw to put him into Nomad, that is. So, yeah.
Does make sense. Yeah, Crimson, a very, very strong player, just all around. To be honest, I'm pretty hyped to see some of the players competing this round. EasyGone hasn't competed for a long time, I don't think, if ever. And obviously, Crimson is the reigning champ in Australia, so it's great to see them battling it out on such a huge stage. And yeah, I think is that Crimson that's going to be on Nomad. He is on the top now.
Yeah, but XI is also on the top, so I think XI and Crimson are going to be playing Nomad then, so...
Yep, that does seem like the case. They did organise the slots.
Yeah, indeed. Astion on the Hidden, a very solid Hidden player, and then Datapada, which is their main Hardrock player for Team Sweden on the Hardrock. But I mean, the roster for Australia is also really, really scary, so... Curious to see how these teams are going to be forming on the Mixed Mod 1 map by all of Fanboy AFB.
Oh, nice, an AFB map. Very, very cool to see there. And here we go, getting into the very first point of this match between Australia and Sweden, Mixed Mod 1.
Yeah, it does seem that XI, X1 is one playing Hidden, so actually I'm going to go into Nomad actually. And now thinking about it, it does make more sense. Obviously, it's easy to backtrack, but it does make more sense with Satomi on the Hidden. Nonetheless, Astion also really solid normal player, especially on a 4.4 star Mixed Mod 1. So we do see some accuracy drops coming from Datapada, which is giving Australia about a 100-200 point advantage status. So if all players were to FC and there's no spinners, then Australia will be taking it home right now, but that is quite unlikely.
Still lots of map left to go, and all of the players looking pretty confident out of the gates. No misses so far into the map, although who knows, maybe that will change relatively soon. Yeah, Quichbo, Datapada, Hardrock, EasyGone. Oh, there's a miss actually for Quichbo, as I just mentioned his name. Falling first, giving Sweden that early advantage, all of their players still holding that 3-way FC. 2 SSs as well with Astion and ZZ, so Crimson and EasyGone also holding it down very well with 2 SSs of their own, and Quichbo is making that combo back up, so it's not going to be too much of a discrepancy, but Australia is going to need to see a miss now.
Yeah, still one disadvantage to Australia. I also like the ZZ. I think that's also a really nice name to pronounce. Really nice name to pronounce that, so we should probably agree on calling it ZZ. Nonetheless, one misadvantage for Team Sweden. All 3 of them still onto the full combo about halfway into this pick, and they do seem really confident on their Mixed Mod 1. There's one memory pattern on Hardrock, if I can believe, killed by teammate, because he did mention that. Should be around 700, 750 if I'm not mistaken, so we might see a slip up there from Datapada or Quichbo, but I mean, all of these players are just so consistent right now, and still Team Sweden, Triple FC, Double FC coming in from Team Australia.
Is this really close, and here we go into a little break. They're going to be able to see each other's scores, and that single miss separating them right now. Australia just absolutely praying, hoping for some miss on the side of Sweden. Any miss will do, as we know all the multiplayers now are the same, and not too much of that pressure on the Hardrock, and just really needing a miss from anyone. But look at Sweden go right now, holding all of those FCs down to absolute perfection.
Yeah, beautiful performance coming from Sweden right now. About 1/8 of the map left, so there's not much time for Australia. I mean, if we are within the last 200 combo and Sweden misses one, that's still not enough for Team Australia. So, is this one miss going to be separating these 2 teams right now? What a beautiful performance coming from all 6 players. Quichbo also only a singular miss. He missed one single no, and that's the difference maker right now. 5 players above 1,000 combo. And Team Sweden is just running away with it right now. What a beautiful team performance. Wow, I'm really amazed. A complete three-way. The spinner doesn't even matter anymore. Everyone hit the memory part as well, Datapad and Quijibo, and 3.02 million, 1.019 million team score. What a performance from Team Sweden. Wow. If this is going to be like the storyline of this matchup, we are in for a treat, mate. So, wow. Beautiful.
I know. Honestly, like, if we keep going like this, we might end up at one of the greatest tiebreakers we've seen or tournament. Who knows? I mean, I'm sure, you know, it's kind of hyping it up a little bit more than it is right now. But that was, I mean, that is an amazing way to start it off, that's for sure, in Australia. Taking no time at all to think about their next pick, immediately launching into Hidden 2, clearly going for Sweden's weakness here, as they did ban that Hidden 1, so they know it might be a little bit of a weak point for that team. And, you know, they're probably not feeling too bad. Only a single miss separating losing the first point really isn't too much to be upset about, so I think they really won't have too much confidence depreciated at this current point. But, you know, always getting that first point is such a great confidence booster now is for Sweden, but let's see how they go on this next pick.
Yeah, definitely. Sweden, definitely, let's keep that in mind, not a bad hidden team either. Especially on a map this easy. Xixi and Asion, definitely those two. I think Shamamera is going to be the third player. Might be Eclipse. Not too familiar with Eclipse hidden skills, but it's probably... Or actually, Yukiteru Mano could also be coming in there, so probably deciding on who should be the third player there. But nonetheless, what a performance from Team Sweden. Like, coming out of the gates and just triple S-ing, that is a motivational boost to the next level. Beautiful.
Yeah, to the max. And, you know, clearly the nerves just did not sway them at all, but who knows, maybe just, like, going out, getting that first point, you're like, wow, I can't believe we just did that, or maybe they're really prepared, they're in the zone, and they know what they're doing. They've got their hidden roster now. I think it's going to be finalized. Yukiteru's in there, Asion, Easy Gold, Panda Bear, and Crimson on the side of Australia. And no surprises there. Definitely the three strongest hidden players from Australia, at least to my knowledge. Panda, a very seasoned hidden veteran across lots of World Cups, so no surprise to see him jumping in now.
Yeah, if Chikanano was still on Team Australia, I think he would be replacing Panda, but they should still be a very solid presence. But Yukiteru Mano going to be coming in as well, making his first appearance in this match. I mean, both of these teams have really solid rosters. I'm scared for either team, really. Like, Yukiteru Mano, Xixi, and Asion, those three players have at least over 20 World Cups played between the three of them. I'm like 99% sure. So, really scary.
That's some pretty crazy experience. Wait, is that a miss at the start from Yukiteru Mano? I think that combo is lagging behind it. Unless it's... Oh, and there's a miss from Asion as well at the very start.
Yeah, that's two misses coming in from Team Sweden, but I think one single miss from Team Australia should counter that out because the miss were really early, right? So, but not a great start, but probably just kind of adjusting to the lower AR, right?
Yeah, that's a pretty good point, you know, going from, well, I guess the hidden players having to make less of an adjustment. But obviously going from the upper mods to this will be a bit more of a change. Australia, though, making no mistakes in the early game. Panda Bear has lost a little bit of combo, but that is not going to matter too much. And there's another miss from Asion. That is going to make a bit more of a difference now to the score gap between Australia and Sweden. Yeah,
Asion kind of dashed. Well, didn't really dash there, missing the note because he didn't really dash, which is, yeah, your typical low AR hidden experience in my opinion, but that's a really solid advantage to Australia. It's not a long map as well. It's been 2 minutes 13, it's really not dense. It's only 600 combos, so any miss is going to cost a lot. Asion once again 3 misses now in his counter, and that's 4 misses, so that's
another one.
120,000 score difference. So, and you can turn missing on
Zizi
there. Oh, I mean, Zizi, my apologies. They're also obviously still on to combo. Both players are showing quite a lot on Team Sweden right now, and just Australia with the triple FC running away right now. Panda Bear did drop quite a lot of accuracy, but that should not matter.
Yeah, Easy Gold and Crimson right now, still on that double SS. Just no worries whatsoever for this map. Panda still holding onto a very respectable FC, and maybe they will just completely turn up to Sweden and be like, we can do a triple FC too, you know, it's not just you. We have the confidence in our picks, and just level it right up to 1-1.
Only one on combo left, so this seems very, very likely right now. Sweden definitely cannot come back from this. But Panda is going to drop into the triple FC. We did curse.
Oh no!
Right at the end, but still Crimson and Easy Gone. Oh, Crimson actually also missing only Easy Gone with the FC. Yukitera Mana with the one miss right at like combo number 3, that is. Yeah, but Ascion,
that would be the case.
Ascion definitely struggling a bit more with Light, but then again, there's not much that Australia gave them to work with to begin with, so I don't think it would have really mattered. Even with an FC from Ascion, they would have still lost given Ziggy's misses, so very solid pick from Australia. One scoreline, so Sweden to pick next. I also looked it up, by the way, and Yukitero, Amano, Ascion, and Zizi together have 24 World Cups on their record. So that's 24.
Wow.
That's absolutely insane. If you take a look at like the Australian roster now, Crimson Police has quite a lot of them as well. It's Easy Gun's debut, and then Panda Bears 3. So Crimson has 4, so it's 8 World Cups versus 24. For these two rosters, that is for the hidden two. But either way, 1-1, both teams winning their pick relatively confidently, and now Sweden has to look for something. And they're going to go for Barracuda, so the fish map where their fellow Nordics, Denmark, also beat Philippines on, so they should feel really comfortable on the fish map, that is.
Yeah, you know, a bit of a cultural heritage pick, maybe, you know. Who really knows? But clearly they're kind of feeling that. I'm actually not too sure about this map, I'm not going to lie. I'm very not versed on the pool right now. You kind of have to give me a bit of info on what type of DZ map this is. This is
the most difficult map in the entire pool. It features some really, really rough tap dashes where you have to be really precise and determine an environment that it might mess you up quite a few times. There's a tap dash section in the beginning and at the end, so expect to see multiple misses on either of the tap dash sections. I'd be very surprised to see a triple FC. I'd be even more surprised to see a 6-way FC. If there's any map that's like the most likely for that to not happen, it's this one. For reference purposes, the previous match there were no FCs on this one, just because it's this hard.
Maybe we'll see one this time though, you never know.
Yeah, definitely. We see Shamameru making his first appearance, I believe, in the match. One of the new guns for Sweden, and definitely filling in gaps where they had gaps in previous years, that is. So on this double time 3 pick, I think Shamameru coming in is just fitting in perfectly. He's going to go with the hidden with the double time.
Kujibo coming in the Panda Bear.
Yeah, Kujibo also making. Obviously, Panda Bear's not going to be playing a map like this, and Kujibo is, well, the main higher on player from Team Australia, so...
No surprises there?
Yeah, you can say he's a specialist in that sense, so indeed, no surprises there.
And okay, starting off this map now, all the players, no early hiccups like we saw on that hidden pick, but getting into the map, I'm sure that there may be a few slip-ups later on there. Already, there we go, 2 Sweden players in Shamameru and Ascion falling. The Australian players still holding that 3-way FC, and now ZZ, the only one with an SS left on the side of Sweden. Yeah, just those couple of really finicky patterns catching Shamameru and Ascion out early.
Yeah, everyone above 200 combo, and that's 80,000 points. So I think that's like 1.5 misses separating these two teams. And I mean, Australia just FC'd the first. Okay, Kujibo, I'm sorry there.
Oh, no.
But they did FC the tab dash section, which is really solid in there. And Kujibo choking, kind of like missing an easier note right off the tab dash section. It's going to give some leeway towards Sweden, but obviously still a 1 miss advantage. I'm not sure the misses were before 200 combo. They were actually, so it's less than a miss separating these two teams right now. There's another tap dash section coming up towards the latter half of the map, so expect to see more misses there. Which will find
another one.
A weird miss, but that's like a miss of 100 combo, so I still think Australia is in the lead right now. As soon as
it's very close though.
Yeah, definitely.
Kujibo now making that combo back up now, but Sweden's combos are actually looking very strong, and I think it's going to be able to swap over now. They are just absolutely dominating the latter half of this map, and Australia is just holding on. Will they be able to? It is like any miss is immediately going to be able to tell who is going to win this map right now. Punjibo holding on for dear life, keeping that score gap just in Australia's favour. Any miss is going to do it. No map. Not much of the map is left at all. Very much closing in. The last few dying seconds, and there's a miss from Shamimaru. Is going to guarantee the point, I think, for Australia now. Crimson Please and Easy Gone still holding onto those FCs along with ZZ. And in the end, Australia just clutching victory on that DT3 pick with really impressive 2 FCs from Crimson and Easy Gone.
3 FCs in this lobby is just completely crazy. All players, it hits all the tap dash sections. Everyone hits every single tap dash, which is completely unexpected. What a performance from both teams. I mean, 3 misses on Sweden, 2 misses on Australia. You're beating more than 20 teams with these scores. You're beating more than 20 teams with these team scores from both teams. Beautiful performance coming from both of them. But Australia breaking Sweden on double time 3 on the fish map, and that's 2-1. Astion with a very unfortunate 1 miss. I mean, 3 misses and you're losing this big. That is unheard of, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, putting up a performance like that, especially on a map like that, and still losing, and it's really not even by that far of a margin. You can't be too mad with yourselves, just the other team outperforming you to the max that is really possible for this pool. Only 2 misses through the entire team on a map like that, and just Australia kind of gaining back the momentum now. They have the breakpoint, and it is now their pick again.
Yeah, nonetheless, Sweden's performance right now is on a really high level as well. So these teams are neck and neck, and they're going to go with RO32, Rubber Human. We haven't seen that today, I believe. I don't think it was played this morning either, so first time we're going to see the JBI period map, also a veteran mapper and caster, making the RO32 for the round of 32 from this year. The map itself, it's AR 9.8 with RO ads, so it's not AR 10, surprisingly so. There's a little bit of memory left and right, but it's not that much. It's 2 minutes in length. Curious to see how these teams are going to perform on this as well. I think players like Wijibo, like Datapata, which are hard rock veterans, specialists. I guess specialists is definitely the right word there. They should really feel confident on this and comfortable on this as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, sometimes when you're kind of known as the specialist on your team, that kind of extra pressure is added for you to perform at the max, so you never know. The nerves might possibly be there, but with such veteran kind of seasoned players throughout World Cups, you'd expect them to be able to manage them pretty well, especially just performing on hard rock like this for so many years. And yeah, very excited to see how they all go. The standard for this match has been so high so far, and I think it's going to keep continuing. You know, at the start we were like, you know, this is shaping up to be a great match with such cool scores, and already it's just continuing on that trend.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is now vital for Australia to convert this breakpoint. I mean, if Sweden breaks them back, we're just on track for the tiebreaker. But this match is one of those matches where I can see each team winning their own pick from now on. And that would just result in a 5-3, right? So it's very vital for Australia to win this pick. Put yourself on a buffer. You have a 2-map buffer if you win this one, obviously. So curious to see. We see the exact same roster for Australia. We see Datapata coming in for Astion from Sweden, and then Yukitera Mano for Shamimaru as well. So 2 changes on the Swedish side, and no Astion is also. I mean, Astion is their main player, the highest ranked player, their carry off during all of these CWCs, right? So it's always interesting to not see them play. I think that's a good sign. Indicating there's 3 players that are better than Astion or something like this. That is a good sign for the Swedish roster.
Yeah, for sure. And here we go into this Hard Rock 2 pick. Rubber Human by Millie, mapped by JBH. Not AR10, which is, you know, as you mentioned, a little bit funny to see, but obviously the kind of interesting patterns definitely make up for that difficulty. And there we go, an early miss from Crimson Please. A little unexpected here, but lots of map left to go. It is very early stages, although the map is only 2 minutes and 4 seconds, so I guess it is a bit shorter. The misses are a bit more costly, you could say.
Yeah, definitely. And it's only 600 combo as well, so we're already turned into the combo that is. But Dadapada going to be missing right at 200, and that's going to hurt Sweden.
2 misses.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back misses there, and it's going to give Australia advantage once again as soon as he wants to go to the combo. But there's a memory jump at 309, if I'm not mistaken, which we are approaching, so we could see some misses there, but all these players
see how much they practiced.
Yeah.
And, okay, no one misses that one, so still holding on. Dadapada now making that combo back up following those 2 misses, but Quijibo Crimson consolidating that miss early on, and Easygon still on track for FCing every map that she's played in so far, along with Quijibo still holding that FC. Yukiterra and ZZ also with those FCs, but there's a couple misses from Dadapada. Really unfortunate for Sweden. They're giving Australia back the lead, and continuing on this trajectory, Australia are going to be able to consolidate that breakpoint and go 3-1 up with a lot of confidence. Nearing the end of the map, will there be any chance of Sweden to come back? I'm not sure. The Australian players looking very poised to take this point, and I think that is going to be the case here in the dying seconds of the map. And there we...
That was unexpected.
There we go. I was very scared there for a sec, calling that too early, but luckily,
only one FC in the lobby.
Person.
It's only Yukiterra Amano with the FC in the lobby, but I mean, once again, one miss separating these two teams. I mean, and that one miss is from Dadapada in the middle there, right? Like, it's 2 misses, but you know what I mean? One total miss, you could say. And that is, I mean, it's unfortunate for Dadapada, but it's also unfortunate for Sweden because their team score is just once again really, really high. They're playing really, really well, especially for a team on the lower end of the seedings, right? But Australia is just stepping up. If you compare this Australia to the Philippines we saw an hour ago, I mean, Australia would beat them easily, I feel like. And same goes for Sweden. So they have a lot to take away from this, but they're still 3-1 down, unexpectedly so to some extent, perhaps for Team Sweden, given their performance right now. So really hoping they can find the right picks to hurt Australia where Australia can be hurt, because they seem really, really good right now.
Yeah, definitely. And launching into the next pick, I guess a little bit slower now. No picks so far. Definitely a pick that needs to be considered carefully for Sweden. And oh, there we go. Mixed Mod 2 is going to be chosen, hoping to continue their success earlier on from Mixed Mod 1 with that really dominant 3-way FC. And now, yeah, trying to follow it up on this MTU map.
Yeah, the thing is,
that's by Yoshi Green.
Yeah, this map is completely different than the Mixed Mod 1. So this one is lower AR, it's AR 8.7, so it's kind of, I mean, a little bit hard for the Nomad players as well. It's definitely hard for the hidden players. It should be a bit easier for the hardcore players. There's no memory in this one as far as I remember correctly, but then again, it's a completely different type of map, and I think this Mixed Mod favors Australia more than the previous one. Because they have Easygon that should be able to FC this with hidden. They have Bridger that should be able to FC this with Nomad. On the other end, Sneaksy has FC'd Mixed Mod 1 with hidden, so should probably be able to FC Mixed Mod 2 with hidden as well, but still, this one is more scary than Mixed Mod 1 in my opinion. For both teams, it's just harder, for most of the players, that is, if that makes sense.
Yep, absolutely. Hopefully, though, going to see another really tight point that we've kind of had just a super high level throughout this entire match so far from both teams, and I reckon just in the, I guess in the kind of state, the mental state that they're in right now, they're just, all of them are in the zone, performing to their absolute best, and let's see if they can kind of keep that going. Sadly, don't have the slots completely lined up for this one, but we can still say who's on each one. It's going to be ZZ, Easygon on Hidden, Shamimari Crimson on Nomad, and Quijibo and Dadapada on Hard Rock. No surprises there, very similar or the same to the first Mixed Mod, and here we go.
Indeed, the only difference I believe is Shamimari on the Nomad instead of Ascion. That's the only difference between these two teams. So see an early green coming from Xisi there at around 100 combos, so it's not a full miss, but then again, you have to hope for Australia to miss, and given their trajectory over the past couple of maps, they haven't really been doing that, right? They have multiple FCs on each map, so nonetheless, still plenty of map lift, and Xisi does seem to be building up that combo again. As soon as I say that, I do curse him, and that's a full miss in total. That was an awful curse, my apologies. Nonetheless, that's safe. More than a full miss, so they need 2 misses from Australia. Now we're like 1.5 misses at it, so...
Yeah, so all of them still holding on.
Yeah, indeed.
Quijibo has dropped a little bit of back, I guess, with the Hard Rock. It is a bit harder to catch, but no worries from either of those players, really. Just looking super confident out there, and unfortunate misses from ZZ early on, giving Australia that advantage, at least in terms of the perspective from Sweden here, but still has been able to consolidate that combo back up again as we enter the halfway point of the map now. Australia building themselves a healthy lead, still holding that 3-way FC, looking super just chill, confident, casually going through the map with no worries so far, but there is still time, and with a couple of misses that could definitely dramatically swing back in the way of Sweden. But if Australia takes this point, they are up 2 break points and on their pick on match point, which is absolutely brutal pressure on the side of Sweden. And now we're about quarter of the map left. Really not too much to go, and still Australia holding that 3-way FC, just so confidently going through this map right now. The 2 Swedish players, Shamamura and Datapar, trying their best, holding their respective FCs, but just... Oh, that is a miss from Crimson though. It is going to sway it back a little bit, but I think Sweden might need another miss here in order to take the lead, but there's so little map left. I just don't think it's going to happen, even with that miss. And Australia are able to take their second break point and be up 4-1.
Sweden has 2 FCs. You have to give them, they have 2 FCs and a 900 turret. That's 2.93 million team score. But Australia just coming out with 2 FCs. There's nothing you can do with a performance like this from Team Australia. There's no leeway. There's nothing giving to you, and Sweden is still able to just mimic their performance, or close to mimic their performance. It's still a 4-1 scoreline, but it doesn't feel like a 4-1 score, if that makes sense, right? So Australia performing out of their mind right now. These 3 players are just incredible on everything they've touched upon so far.
Yeah, there's absolutely phenomenal skill being displayed from every single player in this match so far. Just so impressive. I just can't stop smiling at how, like, we're just being able to experience live how awesome this match has been so far. And immediately there we go, Australia going for Hard Rock 1, really not too much hesitation. They know how confidently they were able to take that one on Hard Rock 2, and they are going to be trying to close it out on Hard Rock 1.
Yes, Team Sweden also has a really good solid roster on this Hard Rock 1. As far as I remember correctly, I think Datapada, Asion, and Shamamar were going to be the 3 players for Team Sweden on this one. They'll be facing off, well, I mean, the issue for Australia is though they can't really switch around 3 players. They have 3 really solid players, being Crimson, Isgan, and Quichbo, and then there's like Panda and Wang Wang that can play in a little bit if needed, but for the rest it's always going to be these 3, which might be a burden later on. Obviously still not now, we're only at map 6, but going into map 9, like the tiebreak for example, that might be a little bit draining on them in comparison to Sweden. We've been just switch around all players, right? Everyone except for Eclipse has been in the lobby and has played at least 2 maps, I believe. So, but we'll see how it is.
Yeah, that is a good point. I know that Wang Wang definitely can step it up in terms of Nomad as well. She did pretty well actually during the Australian Open Tournament 3, so I definitely wouldn't discount her too much. But obviously that is to be decided at a later date, because right now we are watching possibly the final point during this match, and it is 4-1. But I really don't think that scoreline indicates just how close of a match and high quality of a performance from both teams this has really been. Like, it has just been phenomenal. There's really no other word to put it. It's just been phenomenal.
Absolutely, absolutely. We see Isgan going to hit him with the Hard Rock only for reading purposes. she has been doing that on all. Well, she did it on the Lost Ark as well. I think she also did it on the BT3. So it is to be expected for coming in from Easy Gone. Everyone else just shooting with their regular hard. But this map is 3 minutes in length, map by Mr. WWWWW. I just love saying that. It's consistently hard. The ending part is a little bit more tricky in my opinion because it flows a little bit different than you would anticipate, or at least that's how it goes for me. So we might see some misses there. Last time we saw 5 people missing the ending section. So, but given how these two teams have been performing, I don't expect to see 5 of them breaking, but maybe 1 or 2. That is.
Yeah, well, time will tell, that's for sure. The nerves, especially on the side of Sweden, are going to be absolutely jammed up to the max right now. Although they are doing well at the start of this map. All players still holding an SS, actually. No drops at all. The score is completely level. That score bar is slightly in that Australian favour, probably just due to microseconds of timing in front.
There was a spinner in the beginning,
true.
and I think Australia might have just kind of edged out that spinner by like 1 or 2 bananas, that is, so really
Although
close.
it is flipping. Oh, there's another spinner though, and it looks like Australia might have just... Actually, I really can't tell. It keeps flipping between both teams. They're all still holding that 6-way SS across the entire board, halfway through the map. No drops at all, only a spinner difference making up, and we can't even tell. It is really impossible to tell which team is kind of in front right now. No, oh, that is an act drop from Quichibo, which is actually a big drop now that you think about it. Still, all of the SS is being held by Sweden. There's another spinner, and I'm not sure who's taking it. Oh, that's a miss from Shamamori though!
A very weird miss. Didn't exactly dash correctly, I do believe, and that's going to be a 1 miss advantage for Team Australia, and that drop miss could have been enough for Team Sweden, but now with that miss from Shaman Bar, that's going to give Australia 1 miss advantage. We're in that latter section, right? Half 1/4 left of the map, and still a triple FC coming from Team Australia, double FC coming from Team Sweden, and Australia just not giving anything to Sweden right now. Shaman Bar is above 200, and that's just a clean 1 miss difference right now.
Yeah, it looks like
there.
Yeah, just don't think. Right now, Australia is just cruising through. No misses at all, still holding the double S as well as an FC from Quijibo, not slowing down whatsoever. Just cruising all the way through this map, and it looks like they're going to be able to close out this match with yet another incredible performance, and not just from them, from Sweden as well. Still 2 SSs, only a single miss separating them. Even with higher accuracy, they are just not able to do it. What an incredible performance across every single map during this match. It has just been an absolute pleasure to watch this, and congratulations to Australia for taking it out in 5-1 style. But really, as I said at the start of this map, and now I'll repeat it at the end, the score line of this match is just not reflective at all of the high quality performance that these two teams have displayed.
It's illegal for Sweden to lose 5-1 with the performance they've given us. Like, absolutely incredible. I'm not sure whichever team has to play Sweden next week in the loser bracket, they're gonna be so scared because these guys played out of their minds. I mean, you 1 miss hard cup 1, you get 3 million team score, and you lose the pick. You have like what was it, 3 misses on double time 3, and you lose the pick. Like that's just unheard of at this stage right now. It's absolutely crazy. None of the other teams have produced this quality of play and lost. Like, teams that were playing like Sweden clean swept their opponents. So absolutely incredible. Australia, I mean, props to them. They're the highest seed. They should have won on paper, right? But the way they did it was just brilliant. The team they're facing off next week is going to be scared as well, and that's going to be a higher seed, right? Australia's seed 13. Normally, they should be facing off against seeds 4, seed 4, I think, which is Chile. So, I mean, Australia, Chile. If I was Chile and I see this approach from Australia, I'm scared.
I'd be scared.
Your winners on the screen right now: Australia, Quijibo, Panabear, Crimson Police, Easy Gone, Wang Wan, and Genians. I guess that is how you pronounce it.
Yes, that is Genians. It's not too much of an issue. He doesn't really mind too much, but to separate from that little tangent, just an awesome match from both teams. They're absolutely incredible, and thank you all for joining in. I mean, I can't imagine that any viewer wouldn't have enjoyed such a high quality match there. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and thank you for the players for providing us with whatever of an incredible match that was.
That was beautiful. Beautiful from all players involved. Very hard-fought battles on all maps except hitting 2 damage, but that was to be expected. But then again, what a performance from both teams. Absolutely amazing. Nonetheless, I mean, it ended a little bit earlier than I would have expected, but we'll be coming back with Indonesia versus Netherlands in 22 minutes on the mainstream. And for the first time in Osu Catch history, we'll be having a match on the B stream as well, being Germany versus Vietnam, which is also in 22 minutes from now. So yeah, a little bit of history being made today, just so you know. And then later on today we still have Italy versus Spain, Belgium versus Argentina, and then Russia versus Colombia. And that is going to round out the weekend. So we're approaching the last 2 matches for the round of 32. And indeed, that's me. I'm getting a little bit nervous now, but we'll see. That's for in 3 hours from now. Maito, thank you for the great cast once again. Second V in a row now.
No worries.
Was beautiful.
That is correct, and it's great to be joined by you yet again, Quentin. And obviously, good luck to you against that strong Argentine team in 3 hours. I hope that you do well and provide the viewers with yet another great match. And also, before the stream closes out, I would like to say that banners are now available on the Osu store, so if you want to go ahead and support a country of your choosing, you can go and do that, and it looks awesome on your profile page, so definitely go do that if you want to. And that is all from me.
Yes, we'll be back in 20 minutes from now. You know how the drill goes, right? Take a snack, take a little break, perhaps touch some grass. Might be a little bit too excessive. Either way, we'll catch you guys in about 20 minutes from now. See you.